Welcome, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a topic that's been on the human mind since, well, forever,
Mm.
attraction.
hmm
Specifically, we're diving into what it means to be a desirable man in the modern world.
Yeah.
You sent us a fantastic collection of sources, including this really comprehensive guide called Becoming a Desirable Man. And our mission is, well, to extract the most important nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. To help you understand this whole multifaceted phenomenon.
We're not just scratching the surface here. We're really going to dig into the why and the how of cultivating genuine appeal.
Indeed. And look, this isn't about quick tricks or, putting on some kind of superficial persona that just fades away after the first tricky conversation.
Right.
Our sources really emphasize that true magnetism, it's a journey. It's about genuine self-improvement and cultivating authentic qualities from, deep within. We'll be moving beyond just what to do, like, I don't know, what clothes to wear or what lines to say, to a much more profound exploration of who to become. It's about fostering not just romantic success, important as that might be, but also profound personal growth that really enriches every area of your life.
Okay, let's unpack this core idea right from the outset. The pursuit of connection, especially with someone you find, well, beautiful or compelling, it's deeply human, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's fundamental.
It's driven people for millennia, from, ancient courtship rituals all the way to modern dating apps. But this guide, it's not about those fleeting tactics, is it? It's about authenticity,
That's the word, authenticity.
about truly becoming someone who kind of radiates appeal from within.
That's absolutely right. The sources make it crystal clear that true magnetism, that real pull, it emanates from a core of authenticity.
Right.
It's not about putting on a show or, adopting some temporary facade that you just can't maintain. Qualities like honesty, kindness, genuine confidence, these are paramount.
And they're hard to fake convincingly, I imagine.
Incredibly difficult, especially over time. I mean, take confidence, for example. It's almost universally cited as highly attractive, right?
Right? Always comes up.
But our sources highlight a crucial distinction. Genuine confidence arises from deep self-acceptance, from being truly comfortable in your own skin and trusting your abilities.
Oh, it's internal.
It's an internal knowing. It's not about needing external validation or, constantly boasting about your achievements. This is a stark contrast to arrogance.
Okay, yeah.
Arrogance, rather than signaling strength, is often just a facade for insecurity, a kind of desperate attempt to cover up a lack of genuine self-worth.
And people can usually spot the difference, can't they?
Almost immediately, that feeling. You can sense genuine self-assurance versus an inflated ego pretty quickly.
So it's about inner belief and security rather than outward boasting or that kind of desperate need to impress. How does that apply to other traits, like, say, kindness?
Precisely. It's the same principle.
Yeah.
Similarly, qualities like kindness and emotional intelligence are most impactful when they are sincere expressions of one's character. When they come from a place of genuine care and understanding, not just, learned behaviors or a set of rules you're trying to follow because you think you should.
Okay. So it's not just doing kindness, it's being kind.
Exactly. If you're kind simply because you think it's what's expected or you're trying to gain something, it just lacks that warmth and authenticity that truly resonates with people.
Makes sense.
It's about embodying these traits so they become second nature, part of who you are, rather than performing them like an actor on a stage.
Okay. So what does this all mean for you, our listener?
Well, this approach, our sources suggest, promises not only enhanced appeal and, the potential for meaningful, lasting relationships, but also a more congruent and fulfilling life overall. It's a foundational shift, moving from focusing purely on external results to nurturing internal growth.
So when you're truly authentic, the attraction you generate is deeper, more sustainable.
Exactly, because it's based on something real and lasting, not just smoke and mirrors.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The science behind why we're drawn to each other. Interpersonal attraction isn't just some vague feeling or, a roll of the dice.
Like a doll.
It's a fundamental psychological force. So what does the research tell us about its foundations? Why do we positively evaluate some people over others? What leads to that desire for association?
Well, scientific inquiry has illuminated several pretty consistent factors that contribute to attraction, and they often work together, in concert to create that complex dynamic that draws people together.
Sure.
It starts with a positive evaluation of another person, which then leads to wanting to be around them, to associate with them. Let's start with one of the most robust findings, one that's often surprisingly overlooked. proximity and familiarity.
Proximity, just being near someone.
Yep. Individuals are simply more likely to form relationships, friendships, or romantic ones with those they encounter frequently.
So your neighbor, your colleague, or even like the person you see at the coffee shop every morning has an inherent advantage just by being around. That sounds almost too simple.
In a way, yes. It's a powerful, subtle effect. Part of this is down to something called the mere exposure effect.
Okay, what's that?
It basically says that repeated exposure to a stimulus, including a person, tends to increase our liking for them, even without any direct interaction.
Huh. Like a song on the radio you didn't like at first.
Exactly like that. You hear it a few times, it starts to grow on you. It's the same psychological principle. Familiarity breeds a sense of comfort and predictability.
Right.
It makes interactions smoother, reduces that initial uncertainty and maybe wariness we often feel with strangers.
So proximity creates familiarity, and familiarity makes things feel safer, more comfortable.
Precisely. And proximity doesn't just create familiarity, it provides the literal stage, the opportunity for discovering shared values and interests.
Ah, okay. You need to be around someone to find out if you click.
Exactly. Without frequent encounters, the chance to learn about those deeper connections just diminishes significantly, no matter how compatible you might actually be on paper. It really underscores the power of just showing up, being present in various social spheres.
Okay, proximity. Got it. What's next?
Next up, we can't really ignore physical attractiveness.
The elephant in the room sometimes.
Well, undeniably, it plays a role. Especially initially. It often serves as a kind of gatekeeper, influencing whether someone even considers pursuing further interaction.
So first impressions matter visually.
They do. Traits like, say, facial symmetry are widely considered attractive across many cultures, potentially because they signal health and good genetic fitness. It's a primal, almost universal draw.
But it's not just about those universal beauty standards.
Right.
I mean, beauty is subjective too.
Absolutely, and that's a crucial nuance. The perception of beauty is also profoundly subjective. It's heavily influenced by cultural norms, personal experiences, individual preferences.
What one person finds stunning, another might just think is okay.
Exactly. And importantly, while physical attractiveness might open the door, its dominance tends to wane quite significantly as individuals get to know each other more deeply.
Okay, so it's less important over time.
Much less, generally. For long-term relationships, qualities like warmth, kindness, intelligence, reliability, they become far more significant, often overshadowing those initial physical impressions. In fact, one fascinating finding our sources highlight is that women considering long-term partners might even prefer approachable, average looks over, say, stereotypically handsome men if the latter are perceived as less approachable, maybe more self-absorbed, or if they create a sense of social pressure.
Interesting. So being too handsome could almost be a negative in some contexts.
It suggests that sometimes, yeah. Exceptional, perfect beauty isn't always the primary determinant of lasting desirability. Comfort, approachability, a sense of shared reality often win out in the long run.
That makes a lot of sense. So once you're past that initial visual impression, what else truly draws people in for the long haul?
Similarity is a huge factor. You know the old adage, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
Well, it holds remarkably true in attraction research. People are genuinely drawn to those who are similar to them. Similar attitudes, values, interests, background, personality, even, interestingly, their own perceived level of physical attractiveness.
So we like people who are like us.
We tend to, yes, especially in things like sociocultural opinions, morals, lifestyle choices. This preference for similarity is a strong predictor of perceived compatibility and relationship satisfaction.
Why is that? Why do we like similarity so much?
Well, discovering similarities validates our own beliefs and worldview, doesn't it? It boosts self-esteem, makes us feel understood, like we belong.
Okay. It confirms we're okay, in a way.
Exactly. And what's even more fascinating is that perceived similarity often has a stronger effect than objective, actual similarity.
So feeling like you're similar matters more than actually being identical.
Often, yes. It's the feeling of connection and shared understanding that truly matters. Even if there are underlying differences you haven't discovered yet, it creates that powerful sense of ease and belonging.
Okay. Proximity, looks, similarity. What else?
Then there's social exchange and equity. Now, this sounds a bit cold, but these theories suggest relationships are evaluated partly based on the rewards they offer versus the costs they incur.
Like a subconscious cost-benefit analysis.
Kind of, yeah. It's not usually conscious or transactional, but more subconscious weighing. Individuals are attracted to those offering a favorable balance of rewards, things like companionship, emotional support, shared fun, maybe even status.
Okay.
And equity theory emphasizes fairness. Attraction is highest when both partners feel they contribute and benefit somewhat equally. It's about a balanced give and take that feels fair over time.
So it feels right.
Exactly. Our sources note that people tend to seek partners of similar social worth, which considers a broad range of attributes beyond just looks, intelligence, humor, kindness, resources, things like that.
Right, the whole package.
hmm Another factor is instrumentality. This suggests people are attracted to those who can help them achieve their goals.
What kind of goals? Like career goals?
Could be career, could be personal development, could even be shared leisure pursuits like finding someone who also loves hiking or wants to learn Italian with you. The key is the perceived ability and willingness of the potential partner to facilitate these goals.
So somebody who supports your growth and shares your journey.
Exactly. It's about a sense of shared journey and mutual support. Knowing that this person can genuinely help you become more of who you want to be.
And it sounds like there's a strong biological component to all this too, something beyond just conscious choice.
Oh, absolutely. The initial intense feelings of attraction involve significant changes in brain chemistry.
The love drugs?
You could say that. Neurotransmitters like dopamine linked to pleasure, reward, motivation surge when we're around someone we're attracted to. That creates that feeling of euphoria, that focused attention.
Right.
There's also phenylethylamine, PEA. Think of it as the chemical burst often associated with that intense love at first sight feeling, that dizzying rush. These chemicals create a powerful cocktail that drives those initial intense feelings of infatuation, making the person seem uniquely special, almost perfect. Serotonin levels can also fluctuate, sometimes leading to those more obsessive thoughts about the person you just can't get out of your head.
Wow.
It's a primal, powerful system designed to facilitate bonding.
So it's a complex dance of psychology, sociology, biology,
Right.
all playing together. Understanding these factors gives us a scientific lens, moving beyond just saying it's magic or it just happened when you feel a connection.
Exactly. It demystifies it a bit without losing the wonder.
Now, with this scientific understanding of why we're drawn to each other, how do these underpinnings translate into actual traits we can cultivate? What do we do with this knowledge to become more desirable, more attractive?
Right. So while science provides the broad framework, it's specific character traits that really build true magnetism. Qualities that resonate deeply and often transcend those initial physical impressions.
The who you are part.
Exactly. Research consistently highlights several core traits that really captivate people and build lasting appeal.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, and probably the most consistently cited in our sources, is confidence, the cornerstone of appeal.
We touched on this, the genuine kind.
The genuine kind, yes. Not arrogance or overt boasting. It's that quiet self-assurance, being comfortable in your own skin, a real belief in your abilities, and generally a positive outlook.
Why is that so attractive?
Well, it projects security and competence, which makes others feel safe and at ease around you. It signals leadership potential, the ability to handle problems, emotional maturity.
Yeah.
Confident individuals are also often just more positive, social, and engaging. They're more fun to be around because they're not constantly preoccupied with their own insecurities.
So how do you cultivate that if it's not natural?
It takes work. It's about actively challenging those self-limiting beliefs. You know, the I can't thoughts. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, even when it feels uncomfortable at first, and practicing radical self-acceptance, flaws and all.
An inside job, basically.
Absolutely. It's an inside job that then builds outward. For instance, instead of thinking, I can't possibly do that, you reframe it as, okay, I'll try my best and I'll learn along the way.
Got it. What's next after confidence?
Next, we have kindness, altruism, and empathy. The power of a good heart. This is about the capacity for genuine care, consideration for others, understanding their feelings, and a degree of selflessness.
Basic human decency, really.
Fundamentally, yes, but it signals potential for good long-term partners, good parents perhaps. It fosters trust and emotional safety. Altruism, like volunteering your time for a cause you believe in, is particularly appealing, especially when people are thinking long-term. And here's where it gets particularly interesting, a point highlighted by several studies we looked at. Research suggests kind and helpful individuals are actually rated as more physically attractive.
Really. Kindness makes you look better.
Apparently, yes. One study even showed faces alongside personality descriptions. The faces described as kind were consistently rated as more attractive, even if the face itself wasn't conventionally beautiful.
Wow, that's powerful.
It speaks to the holistic nature of attraction, doesn't it? It shows how inner goodness genuinely enhances outer appeal. It's like our brains are wired to perceive decency as a form of beauty.
That's truly fascinating, a real validation for focusing on inner qualities. How
Yep.
do you cultivate that?
Well, practicing active listening, like really listening, performing small, random acts of kindness without needing recognition, maybe volunteering for causes you genuinely care about, not just to look good, but because you want to contribute.
Makes sense.
Moving on. Moving on, a genuine sense of humor. The spark of connection is incredibly powerful. The ability to make others laugh, to have that lightheartedness, that playfulness. It creates an instant spark.
Yeah, laughter connects people.
It's a shared positive experience, isn't it? And it often indicates intelligence, quick wit, social adeptness. It just makes interactions more enjoyable and memorable. It can cut through tension like nothing else.
Those moments when you really connect over a laugh.
Exactly. It's almost like a shortcut to intimacy sometimes. To cultivate this, don't be afraid to be playful. Learn to laugh at yourself. That self-effacing humor is incredibly endearing, signals you don't take yourself too seriously, and actively look for humor in everyday situations.
Good advice. What else?
Then there's emotional intelligence, EQ, and maturity. Navigating feelings with grace. This is a big one. It's about recognizing, understanding, and managing your own emotions, and recognizing and understanding others' emotions too.
So self-awareness and empathy combined.
And self-regulation, social skills, it's a package deal. It's absolutely crucial for deep connections, for handling conflict constructively, providing genuine emotional support, building real intimacy and trust. Vital for relationships. It really is. It signals emotional maturity and strength, challenging that outdated notion that men should just suppress their feelings. To develop it, practice self-awareness, maybe through journaling or just quiet reflection. Actively seek others' perspectives before jumping to conclusions. Learn to manage your emotional reactions constructively instead of just reacting impulsively.
Like pausing before you respond.
Exactly. Maybe instead of reacting defensively to criticism, pause and ask, okay, can you tell me more about what you mean by that?
That takes maturity. Okay, what's next?
Ambition and purpose. The allure of drive is another key trait. This means having goals and actively working towards them. It signals competence, passion, a forward-thinking mindset.
So having direction in life.
Yes. From an evolutionary perspective, it might have hinted at resource provision, security. In modern contexts, it translates to stability, resourcefulness, reliability.
Makes sense.
Ambitious men are often perceived as more interesting, confident, independent because they're actively shaping their lives, contributing to the world. They tend to be good problem solvers, not just complainers.
How do you cultivate that? What if you don't feel ambitious?
It doesn't have to be about climbing the corporate ladder. It's about having personal goals, too. Set clear personal or professional goals, maybe finally learning that instrument, starting that side project, training for a race. Develop actionable plans. Pursue your interests with dedication. It's the consistent pursuit that signals these attractive qualities.
Let's follow through.
Exactly. And of course, honesty and authenticity. The beauty of being real. We keep coming back to this. Truthfulness, genuineness. They're fundamental.
Being yourself without pretense.
Yes. No masks. It fosters trust, which is the cornerstone of any strong connection. Hiding flaws or pretending to be someone you're not, it just erodes trust eventually. It creates an unsustainable dynamic.
People see through it anyway, usually.
Usually. People are generally more appealing when they are truthful, even about their imperfections, because it creates a foundation for profound, reliable bonds. To cultivate it, be true to your personal values. Express your opinions respectfully even if they differ, and consciously avoid pretense in your interactions.
Be real. Okay.
Next, respectfulness, valuing others. This means treating others with respect, their opinions, their boundaries, their space, their decisions, treating them as equals.
And not just the person you're interested in, right?
Absolutely. Critical point. It extends to everyone, regardless of their status or relationship to you. How you treat the waiter, the cleaner, the stranger on the street. That's a clear indicator of character.
Yeah, that tells you a lot about someone.
It signals emotional maturity, empathy, fundamental decency, all essential for healthy, equitable relationships. It shows you value others as individuals, not just for what they can do for you. Practice active listening, honor boundaries both stated and unstated, and treat everyone with consideration.
Is there one more?
Finally, approachability. Inviting connection This is about being perceived as open, friendly, and unintimidating. It creates a comfortable atmosphere for interaction.
Making it easy for people to talk to you.
Exactly. It signals you're open to conversation, to connection. And as we discussed earlier with physical attractiveness, women might even prefer approachable average looks over aloof handsomeness, especially for long-term partners. Approachability signals safety and ease.
How do you seem more approachable?
Maintain open body language, uncrossed arms, body generally facing the person you're speaking with. Offer genuine smiles. Be present and engaged in interactions, not distracted or looking over their shoulder.
What stands out to you here? For me, it's clear these traits aren't isolated. They're all interconnected. Like, genuine confidence probably grows from self-respect, which we'll get to.
Totally interconnected.
And there's nuance, right? Like, being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. Being confident doesn't mean being loud. It's about being well-rounded, balanced, deeply authentic.
That's a great way to put it. Well-rounded and authentic.
But how does this inner persona translate to how you present yourself externally? How do people actually see these qualities in you initially?
That's an excellent point. Because while internal character is the absolute core, your physical presence significantly shapes perceptions and, crucially, first impressions.
How you show up in the world.
Exactly. It's about thoughtful self-care, presenting yourself with intent, maintaining health, and conveying confidence through your body language. It's not about achieving some impossible ideal of beauty, but about reflecting self-respect and vitality.
Okay, where do we start with that?
Let's start with grooming, the foundation of a polished look. Meticulous habits here signal self-care, attention to detail, and respect for yourself and others.
The basics, but important.
Absolutely. This includes a consistent skincare routine, cleansing, moisturizing, daily sunscreen tailored to your skin type. Helps maintain a healthy, clear complexion. Hair care means regular, sharp haircuts that suit your face shape, using appropriate products to keep it looking healthy and well-maintained.
Not just letting it go wild.
Right. For facial hair, whether it's a clean shave or a beard, proper management is key. A light beard or heavy stubble, when it's well-groomed, is often perceived as conveying virility, maturity, masculinity. So knowing how to properly trim and shape those beard lines is crucial for a clean, intentional look.
The details matter.
They really do. Small things like clean, well-trimmed nails contribute hugely to an overall polished appearance. Eye creams can help with dark circles, though honestly, adequate sleep and hydration are vital there too.
Can't fake good sleep.
Not easily. And don't underestimate the power of a signature scent. A well-chosen cologne, applied judiciously can boost confidence, create a memorable impression.
Right, not bathing in it.
Please no. And it's just general hygiene, obviously. Regular showering, clean eyebrows, maybe managing excessive back hair if that's relevant, and impeccable oral hygiene rounds out this foundational layer. These aren't just about looking good, they're about feeling good, and it's signaling you value yourself.
So it's about being intentional with your appearance, not just hoping for the best, presenting a thoughtful version of yourself.
Exactly. And that leads directly to style. Dressing with intent and authenticity. Your style is a powerful form of self-expression. It communicates a lot about you before you even open your mouth.
What's the main rule here?
The absolute golden rule. Fit is key. Regardless of cost or brand, clothing must fit well. Ill-fitting clothes, even expensive ones, just detract significantly. Makes you look disheveled, maybe uninterested.
Yeah, good fit makes all the difference.
Huge difference. Understanding color is also strategic. Lighter, brighter colors like certain reds can help slimmer men stand out. And red, interestingly, is often associated with romance and attraction in studies. While darker colors like navy or charcoal can have a slimming effect and convey sophistication. Building a versatile wardrobe with foundational quality white t-shirt, well-fitting dark jeans, classic shirts complemented by standout items reflecting your personal taste is smart.
The building blocks.
Right? Thoughtful accessorizing, a quality watch, understated rings, layered necklaces perhaps can elevate an outfit, showcase personality, invest in quality items if you can, and learn how to care for them properly so they last and look good.
And be yourself, style-wise.
Absolutely. Ultimately, your style should be authentic, maybe mixing rugged and refined elements for an interesting contrast. It should feel like you.
Okay, grooming, style. What about the body itself?
Fitness. Yes, fitness and health.
Yeah.
Radiating vitality. This contributes to attractiveness beyond just appearance. It signals self-discipline, energy, vitality.
How much fitness, though, do you need to be a bodybuilder?
Interestingly, no, not necessarily. Many women find moderately muscular men attractive, often preferring this over an overly gym bro physique for long-term relationships. The latter can sometimes be perceived as intimidating or maybe overly focused on aesthetics.
Okay, so health over extreme muscles.
Generally, yes. Overall health and fitness, achieved through regular exercise, is crucial for both physical and mental well-being. Boosts confidence, improves discipline, provides energy. Clear skin, vibrant appearance often signal good health.
Any specific exercises mentioned?
Our sources did touch on some types reportedly found attractive. Compound movements like trap bar deadlifts for overall strength, sprints for metabolic and skin health. Core exercises targeting the side abs, the obliques, like Garhammer raises are currently noticed.
Interesting detail.
But again, while physical attractiveness is important initially, its importance diminishes. A moderate, consistent level of attention to fitness signals self-care and vitality without creating an unapproachable or overly intense persona. Balance is key.
Right. And finally,
Body language. Communicating confidence non-verbally. These are incredibly powerful cues. They speak volumes before you utter a word.
like how you carry yourself.
Exactly. A confident gait, an assured, purposeful stride suggests direction, self-possession. Standing tall, upright posture conveys confidence, presence, self-respect.
Eye contact.
Appropriate and engaging eye contact signals interest, confidence, trustworthiness. It invites connection without being, creepy or staring.
A fine line sometimes.
It is. An open demeanor, uncrossed arms, body facing the person you're interacting with makes you appear more approachable, receptive. And a genuine smile can significantly boost facial appeal, signal warmth, positivity.
But not smiling too much.
Nuance is key, yes. Smiling constantly or in an overly eager way might seem less confident than a more measured, authentic display of positive emotion. Appropriateness is paramount. It's about signaling genuine ease and self-assurance, not nervous energy.
So it's not just about looking good, but feeling good, which then radiates outward. It sounds like a powerful positive feedback loop.
It really is. When you feel good about your appearance because you've taken care with grooming, chosen clothes that fit well and express you, invested in your health, your confidence naturally boosts. And this confidence, in turn, allows your inner qualities, your humor, kindness, intelligence, to shine more brightly, to be received more openly by others.
This leads us perfectly into how these qualities are actually communicated to others, which is really where the rubber meets the road for making a real connection.
Absolutely. Beyond your character and physical presence, the ability to connect through skilled communication is paramount. It's not just what you say, but how you say it, and critically, how you listen.
Listening seems underrated sometimes.
Hugely. Mastering social grace involves a blend of verbal and nonverbal skills that make interactions smoother, more meaningful, and ultimately more attractive.
Okay, break it down for us. Where do we start?
Let's begin with active listening, the art of making her feel heard. This is a cornerstone of effective communication and, frankly, a profound act of respect.
More than just not talking.
Oh, much more. It means giving your full, undivided attention, striving to understand their complete message, the words, the underlying thoughts, and especially the feelings behind them.
How do you do that effectively?
Techniques include maintaining appropriate eye contact, nodding, maybe making small verbal affirmations like "I see" or "okay" or "that makes sense." Occasionally mirroring or paraphrasing key phrases to check your understanding and encourage them to elaborate.
And
Crucially, avoid interrupting. And focus entirely on the speaker rather than mentally formulating your own clever response while they're still talking.
guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. But when a person feels genuinely heard and understood, it builds incredible trust, emotional intimacy, a profound sense of being valued, all highly attractive qualities that foster deeper connections.
So it's about being fully present and truly processing what someone is saying, not just waiting for your turn. That's a common pitfall, definitely.
It is. Then there's expressing interest clearly and confidently. While, a little mystery can have its place early on, our sources and research suggest that for romantic interest, clarity and confidence are generally more effective than being overly subtle or playing hard to get.
Really? No games?
Generally, no. People tend to be more attracted to those who show clear, unambiguous interest. It reduces uncertainty, signals genuine engagement.
So how do you do that without being pushy?
It doesn't mean being aggressive or overbearing. It's conveying interest through engaged body language, like leaning in slightly, maintaining consistent eye contact, initiating and participating actively in meaningful conversation. It's about being direct in your warmth and interest, not necessarily your intentions immediately.
Okay. That leads into
the art of engaging in meaningful conversation. Moving beyond superficial small talk is essential for deeper connections.
How do you do that? Ask better questions.
That's a big part of it. Asking open-ended questions, the ones that can't be answered with just yes or no. Questions starting with who, what, when, where, why, how. They encourage more elaborate responses, invite deeper sharing.
If in talking.
Right. Our sources even mention something called the fast friends procedure, basically a set of escalatingly personal questions designed to rapidly build closeness and intimacy.
Interesting.
Equally important is appropriate self-disclosure. A willingness to share about yourself, to be a bit vulnerable, but within healthy boundaries, which we'll get to, is key to developing intimacy. Finding and highlighting shared interests or experiences also significantly strengthens connection. And finally, just being a good audience. Genuinely laughing at a partner's jokes creates an instant bond, makes interactions more playful, more enjoyable.
Don't underestimate a good laugh.
Yeah.
Hey, what about the nonverbal stuff?
Right. A huge portion of communication is nonverbal, so understanding and using nonverbal cues effectively is crucial. You need to be attuned to these cues in others and mindful of your own.
What are some signs of interest to look for?
Well, subtle mirroring of your gestures, maybe synchronizing walking pace if you're walking together. Dilated pupils, a subconscious sign of interest. A quick eyebrow flash upon seeing you. Slightly parted lips, maybe flushed cheeks. Even their feet pointing towards you can be a sign.
Feet.
Sometimes, yeah, even if their body is angled away slightly. Preening behaviors too, adjusting hair, smoothing clothes can be subconscious signs of attraction.
And your own cues. What should you project?
An open physical posture, uncrossed arms, body generally facing the other person. This indicates comfort and attraction, makes you more inviting. Just be aware that interpretations like how much eye contact is okay can vary across cultures.
Good point. What about charisma? Can that be learned?
Developing charisma and social ease. It's often seen as this magical quality, but it's really a combination of things. Conviction in what you're saying, an effective presentation style, and positive energy.
How do charismatic people act?
They often exude high energy, convey positive messages. They have a knack for making others feel important, singularly attended to maybe by genuinely using their name, maintaining that focused eye contact that makes the other person feel truly seen. They're typically good storytellers, give genuine, specific compliments, are comfortable with appropriate physical touch, like a light touch on the arm during a shared laugh.
What's the key?
A key aspect our sources highlight is being present in the interaction. Truly engaging, not mentally rehearsing your next line. Assertiveness is part of it too, clearly expressing your thoughts and needs while staying open to hearing others.
Presence. Okay. And finally?
Finally, honesty and openness in communication are vital. Building trust, preventing misunderstandings. It all comes down to this.
How to be honest without being hurtful.
Using I statements is often recommended. I feel X when Y happens, instead of you always do Z. It expresses your feelings and needs without assigning blame. Fosters a more constructive, empathetic dialogue.
Right, taking ownership of your feelings.
Exactly. And the willingness to discuss difficult topics openly and respectfully, that's emphasized as a cornerstone of healthy, lasting relationships. Shows maturity, commitment to resolving issues, not avoiding them.
It's truly a dance, isn't it? A delicate, dynamic balance of expressing yourself authentically and truly receiving others.
It really is.
When you communicate well, you not only convey your attractive qualities, but create an environment where genuine connection can actually flourish. That balance, adept self-expression, and attentive reception. Critical. One without the other often falls flat.
Well said.
But there's more to being an interesting person than just your interactions are about. What else makes a man truly captivating beyond the moment-to-moment conversation? What enriches his entire being?
You've hit on a crucial point there. A man's attractiveness is also significantly shaped by who he is as an individual. His interests, his passions, his commitment to personal growth.
The stuff you do on your own time.
Exactly. These contribute to a richer, more dynamic personality. Makes him more interesting, provides more avenues for connection, and signals valuable underlying traits.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Let's talk about having personal hobbies and passions. Engaging in these pursuits makes you more well-rounded, consequently more interesting to be around.
Gives you something to talk about, other than work or the weather.
Precisely. They provide natural conversation starters, reveal unique facets of your personality. Think about it. Someone passionate about, say, woodworking isn't just talking about wood. They're talking about craftsmanship, patience, creativity, maybe even sustainability.
Right. It reveals deeper values.
It can, yes. Certain hobbies can indirectly signal desirable underlying traits. Dedication to learning a musical instrument might suggest discipline, creativity, perseverance. Volunteering demonstrates compassion, altruism, responsibility.
So the hobby itself signals something about your character.
Often, yes. Activities like being involved with music or participating in volunteer work were specifically noted in our sources as enhancing a man's appeal. Beyond signaling traits, hobbies contribute to skill acquisition, cognitive stimulation. They can even enhance communication skills, provide networking opportunities.
And confidence.
Big time. The confidence and self-esteem gained from mastering a hobby or achieving a personal goal related to it that radiates outwards, positively impacting how you carry yourself, interact with others, gives you new perspectives, makes you feel more competent, positive.
So it's not just about having a hobby, but the qualities that hobby helps you cultivate and the deeper conversations it unlocks. It's like a living resume of your character.
That's a great analogy, a living resume. And while individual passions are attractive in themselves, sharing hobbies with a partner can be a really powerful way to deepen a connection.
Doing things together.
Yes. Engaging in shared activities strengthens emotional bonds, enhances communication as you discuss strategies or experiences, promotes mutual respect as you see each other succeed or struggle in new contexts.
Creates shared memories, too.
Absolutely. These shared experiences create positive memories, a sense of teamwork. Even the act of one partner teaching the other a beloved hobby, or maybe learning a new one together, that can foster intimacy, introduce new shared pastimes, builds a unique tapestry for the relationship.
So be open to trying their things, invite them into yours.
Exactly. Be open, invite them, maybe find new activities to learn together. It's about building a shared world, piece by piece.
Okay. And the last point in this section.
Lastly, committing to continuous self-development is a highly attractive quality. It suggests a man is dynamic, curious, not content with stagnation, always learning, always growing.
Signals a zest for life.
Exactly. Personal growth, whether through learning new skills, pursuing challenging goals, seeking new experiences, can make an individual feel renewed, positively alter how they interact with the world and their partner. This constant evolution can make a person seem more engaging, more exciting, a bit like the novelty you feel at the start of a relationship.
Keeps things fresh.
It does. This drive for self-improvement often signals optimism, a desire to enrich not only one's own life, but also one's relationships. It contributes significantly to emotional intelligence, psychological maturity, vital for navigating modern dating.
Is there a downside? Can you grow apart?
That's the nuance, yes. You need to balance individual growth with the relationship. If you're constantly growing in ways that aren't communicated or integrated with your partner, it can lead to feelings of distance over time.
So share the journey.
Ideally, yes. And remember, the authenticity with which you pursue passions is often more compelling than the perceived status of the hobby. Genuine interests, even niche ones, showcase true passion and individuality.
This reminds me of that idea that the most interesting people often have interests outside of just their relationships. It feeds the soul, gives you something fresh to talk about, makes you a more vibrant, dynamic human being.
Absolutely. It makes you a whole person.
And speaking of foundational elements, this next section feels perhaps the most crucial for long-term desirability. It really underpins everything we've talked about so far. It's all about the internal architecture of attractiveness.
It's perhaps the most fundamental aspect of cultivating genuine, lasting attractiveness. It's about your internal landscape, self-respect, and the ability to establish healthy boundaries.
The bedrock.
It really is the bedrock. These elements form the foundation upon which genuine confidence, emotional stability, and healthy, balanced relationships are built. Without this, the rest can feel shaky.
Okay, let's dive into self-respect. The inner foundation of attractiveness. What does that mean exactly?
It means valuing yourself intrinsically, staying true to your core values, refusing to compromise your fundamental beliefs just for approval or to avoid conflict. It's reflected not just in how you think about yourself, but crucially in how you treat yourself physically, mentally, emotionally.
How important is it for attraction?
Cannot be overstated. It profoundly influences how others perceive and treat you. People often unconsciously look to see how you feel about yourself to figure out how they should feel about you.
Ah, like setting the standard.
Exactly. A strong sense of self-respect is essential for genuine confidence, for emotional stability, and for the capacity to form healthy, balanced relationships where both people feel valued.
And the lack of it.
The consequences are clear. A lack of self-respect can lead to tolerating poor treatment, constantly seeking external validation, and inability to assert your needs. all of which ultimately undermine your attractiveness and, more importantly, your well-being.
So how do you cultivate it, especially if it's low?
It starts with self-reflection. Revisit and clarify your personal values, what really matters to you. Integrity, loyalty, wisdom, compassion. Then consciously align your daily actions with those values.
Live your values.
Yes. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift you, and distance yourself from those who consistently undermine you. Practice self-care mentally, emotionally, physically. Consistently challenge negative thought patterns. One source put it bluntly. Act with self-respect as your highest priority, without apology.
Without apology. That's strong.
It's not selfish, it's foundational for healthy relating.
So it's about setting your own internal standard for how you deserve to be treated, living up to that yourself and expecting others to meet it. A quiet strength.
Exactly, a quiet strength. And that leads directly to healthy boundaries, defining your space and needs.
Okay. Boundaries, what are they really?
Boundaries are the limits and rules you set for yourself within relationships to protect your well-being, emotional, mental, physical. They define where your responsibilities, needs, and identity end, and where another person's begin.
And they're an expression of self-respect.
A direct, undeniable expression of self-respect. They are essential for maintaining self-esteem, fostering mutual respect, preventing resentment from building up, and ensuring your own needs are met within the relationship.
What happens without them?
Without healthy boundaries, you might find yourself constantly saying yes when you truly mean no. Feeling overly responsible for others' problems, oversharing intimate details way too soon, tolerating disrespect, all of which erodes self-worth and genuine attraction.
Are there different types of boundaries?
Yeah, the sources talk about a spectrum. Rigid boundaries where you avoid intimacy, never ask for help, creating distance. Porous boundaries where you overshare, have difficulty saying no, maybe become overly dependent on others' opinions. And then healthy boundaries.
What do healthy boundaries look like?
Valuing your own opinions, but being open to others. Sharing appropriately for the level of trust earned. Being able to clearly say no when needed, and also being able to accept no from others without resentment or taking it personally.
And how do you communicate those boundaries effectively? It sounds like it could be difficult, especially if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
People might push back.
It can be a challenge initially, absolutely. Clarity is key. You need to be clear, direct, and assertive, but not aggressive. Using I statements is often best. I feel X when Y happens, and I need Z to feel comfortable or respected.
Give me an example.
Instead of, you always interrupt me, which is blaming, try, I feel unheard when I'm interrupted, and I need to finish my thought before we move on. See the difference?
Yeah, less accusatory, more about your need.
Exactly. Expresses your needs and feelings without blame, fostering a more constructive dialogue. And consistency in upholding them is vital. It teaches others how to respect your limits over time. Brené Brown's research, for instance, highlights that even the most compassionate people often have boundaries of steel.
So boundaries aren't unkind.
Not at all. They're often a prerequisite for sustainable kindness. Without boundaries, kindness can quickly turn into self-sacrifice, leading straight to resentment.
Okay. This ties into vulnerability too, right?
Perfectly. It brings us to authentic vulnerability within boundaries, the path to genuine connection. Vulnerability is often touted as key to connection, and absolutely is, but it must be exercised within the context of healthy boundaries.
What does that mean, vulnerability within boundaries?
As Brené Brown famously states, vulnerability minus boundaries is not vulnerability. It might be oversharing or emotional dumping. Authentic vulnerability involves sharing personal emotions and experiences appropriately with the intention of moving a connection forward.
Not just using someone as a therapist.
Exactly. Not using others as an outlet for unprocessed emotional issues or just dumping all your problems onto them. It's not about oversharing every private detail about your past or current struggles with someone you barely know.
Can you give an example of healthy vulnerability?
Maybe something like, I'm actually struggling a bit right now with some personal matters, and while I can't go into all the details, support for me looks like X. Perhaps you need space, or maybe just a listening ear without advice. See.
Yeah, it's vulnerable, shares a feeling, but sets a boundary around maybe intrusive questioning or unwanted advice.
Precisely. When practiced within that framework of self-respect and clear boundaries, vulnerability builds immense trust and deepens emotional intimacy. It shows authenticity, a willingness to be truly seen, rather than just being perceived as needy or burdensome.
This internal work, self-respect, boundaries, it sets the tone for how you expect to be treated. It truly is the bedrock. all other desirable qualities stand more securely on this foundation.
Absolutely.
And this clarity naturally attracts partners who value respect because you demonstrate it for yourself first. This leads perfectly to our final non-negotiable cornerstone of integrity.
Yes, in absolutely all human interactions, but especially romantic and intimate ones, a clear understanding and an unwavering practice of consent is non-negotiable, full stop.
Foundational respect.
It's a fundamental cornerstone of respect, safety, and ethical engagement. For any man seeking to be genuinely attractive and desirable in the modern world, demonstrating a profound respect for consent is an undeniable indicator of maturity, trustworthiness, and integrity. It shows you respect the other person's autonomy above everything else.
So how is consent defined now? It feels like the understanding has evolved.
It absolutely has. The modern understanding moves far beyond that outdated passive idea that no means no. Instead, it embraces the principle of affirmative consent.
Which means?
Fundamentally, it means yes. It's an active concept. Consent is a voluntary, conscious, mutual, informed, active, and enthusiastic agreement to engage in sexual activity.
Okay, enthusiastic is key there.
Very key. This agreement must be freely given without any coercion, force, intimidation, or taking advantage of someone's incapacitation due to drugs or alcohol. There should be absolutely no doubt or ambiguity.
And it's not a one-time thing.
Critically, no. Consent is ongoing and reversible. This is a crucial aspect often misunderstood. Consent given for one type of sexual activity, say kissing, does not automatically imply consent for another, different activity.
Right.
Consent given on a previous occasion, even just minutes ago, does not imply consent for a future occasion. And furthermore, consent can be withdrawn at any point during a sexual encounter.
Any point.
Any point. And that withdrawal must be respected immediately, without argument, pressure, or guilt tripping. As one source puts it, sexual consent should ideally be an ongoing dialogue between partners, a continuous check-in, not a single upfront agreement that covers everything.
So it's not a one-time conversation at the beginning of an encounter that covers the whole night. It's a continuous, fluid check-in as intimacy progresses. That makes sense because feelings can change quickly, moods can shift.
Exactly. And it's vital to understand what is not consent. Silence is not consent. A lack of protest is not consent. The absence of resistance does not constitute consent.
These are dangerous assumptions.
Incredibly dangerous misconceptions. Similarly, flirting, being in a relationship already, how someone is dressed, or even having had sex before, none of these imply consent for current or future sexual activity.
And incapacitation.
Absolutely critical. A person who is incapacitated due to alcohol, drugs, sleep, or unconsciousness cannot legally or ethically give consent. You simply cannot consent if you are not fully capable of understanding and agreeing to what is happening. Relying solely on nonverbal cues can lead to dangerous misunderstandings. Verbal confirmation is always encouraged to avoid any ambiguity.
So how do you talk about it? Communicating about consent respectfully seems key.
Clear communication is paramount. Ask directly. Use unambiguous language. Avoid assumptions. Simple, open-ended questions like, is this okay? Are we comfortable with this? Do you want to continue? How does this feel? They can be incredibly effective and remove guesswork.
And listen's the answer, obviously.
Actively listen, yes. Pay close attention to both verbal responses and nonverbal cues. If someone seems hesitant, unsure, uncomfortable, maybe goes quiet, that should be taken as a clear sign to pause, reassess, and explicitly clarify their willingness.
Check in regularly.
Yes, checking in regularly, especially as intimacy escalates, is the practice of continuous consent, ensuring everyone involved remains comfortable and a willing participant. And of course, if consent is denied or withdrawn, that decision must be respected immediately. Without pressure, without guilt tripping, without argument. It's about respecting their autonomy above all else, period.
Okay. And you mentioned enthusiastic consent earlier.
Yes, enthusiastic consent, the gold standard. This goes a step further than just mere agreement or lack of refusal. It emphasizes the presence of a clear, eager, enthusiastic yes from all parties involved.
Why is enthusiasm so important?
It ensures that individuals are not just passively complying, maybe out of fear or pressure, but are active, willing, and genuinely excited participants.
What does enthusiastic consent look like?
Well, our sources suggest you should look for genuine enthusiasm in both verbal and nonverbal responses, a clear yes, maybe eyes lighting up, body language that leans in positively active participation. While positive nonverbal cues can be suggestive, verbal confirmation still remains crucial to ensure genuine desire and active participation.
Yeah, and if you're unsure.
If you're unsure or detect any hesitation at all, the safest and most respectful approach is always to pause and ask directly. Hey, you seem a bit hesitant. How are you feeling about this? This practice builds incredible trust and safety.
Some people might worry this isn't sexy, that it's a mood killer.
Yeah, that concern comes up.
But our sources show that practicing continuous, enthusiastic consent with regular check-ins, it actually fosters better communication, deeper attunement to a partner's needs and desires, and leads to more mindful, trusting, and ultimately more satisfying intimate experiences for everyone involved.
Exactly. It's a direct application of the respect and communication skills we discussed earlier. It elevates intimacy into a shared journey built on mutual pleasure and profound respect. It enhances connection rather than hindering it. #outro.
Wow. What a journey we've been on. From the deep science of why we're drawn to each other, to cultivating those captivating traits, right down to the bedrock of self-respect and consent. This deep dive into becoming a desirable man has really unpacked what authentic attraction means today.
It really has.
It feels like a holistic approach, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Being a better man in every sense, not just romantically, but as a human being.
Absolutely. I think the core message that emerges from all our sources is that sustainable, genuine attraction. It's cultivated from within, and then it's expressed outwardly through genuine character, respectful and skilled communication, and mindful self-presentation.
All those elements we talked about.
Yeah, confidence, kindness, emotional intelligence, ambition, honesty, grooming, fitness, communication skills, engaging hobbies, self-respect, and that unwavering commitment to enthusiastic consent. They're all interconnected components, part of a holistic, dynamic individual.
You can't really separate them.
Not really. They feed into each other, creating this powerful synergy.
And this isn't about achieving some unattainable perfection overnight, is it? It's about progress.
Consistent progress, yeah. Approached with patience and, importantly, self-compassion. It takes time.
So for you, our listener, the ultimate takeaway seems to be that pursuing attractiveness with integrity, with this focus on genuine self-improvement, it becomes a powerful catalyst for profound personal development. It enriches all areas of your life, far beyond just romantic connection.
Building that solid foundation from the inside out.
Right.
And the most attractive version of an individual is often the one who is genuinely happy, empowered, and unapologetically themselves while operating with integrity and deep respect for both themselves and others. It's about building a life that feels authentic and fulfilling to you, and that inner light, that self-possession and purpose. It naturally draws others in.
So our final provocative thought for you to consider today. If becoming a modern gentleman, as our sources describe, is primarily about genuine self-improvement and living with integrity and self-respect, how might this journey lead to a more fulfilling life for you, even beyond the pursuit of romantic connection? What ripple effects might this authentic growth have on your friendships, your career, or simply your daily sense of well-being and purpose? Something powerful to mull over as you continue your own journey of growth.